My name is Alice Soro. I am responsible of international projects at Swissgenetics. After 10 years of international experience in the management of animal genetic resources, I strongly believe that livestock sustainability begins with the right genetics adapted to the production system. Therefore, I want to give you some tips about how to increase sustainable performance with cattle genetics. The first objective of improved breeding is to provide enough milk for people. But the choice of the breed can have a number of implications. For example, high-performing temperate breeds of dairy cow need fodder and concentrate. This can lead to another dependency at country level, where the country is importing fodder, maize, and soya concentrates. In this presentation, we will look at several genetic criteria which are important to getting the cattle herd sustainably adapted to the production environment. In the first place, the breeder wants to support his needs for milk and meat and generate a substantial and reliable income which will last over the years. The lifetime of a cow is very important for the breeder. Cows could live for more than 20 years. Extending the productive life of a dairy cow is cost-effective because it helps to amortize the rearing phase and decrease the cost of renewal. This strategy is all the more profitable if it is coupled with sales of heifers or cows in milk at a good price, or even the crossing of less good animals with bulls for breeding meat. This cow on the picture was born in 1987 and died in 2010 at the age of 23 after producing 197,000 kilo milk, which means with an average of 23 kilo of milk per day. The breeding goal in Switzerland follows strict rules, and in addition, cows must be robust to go in the mountain. Summer grazing in the Alps means that the cows need to walk long distances and be strong. Moreover, farmers don't want large cows as they have other disadvantages. For example, barns need to be bigger, additional health problems, etc. Dual-purpose breeds offer two streams of income. On the one hand, through the sale of the milk, and on the other hand, through the sale of the meat. This helps also to satisfy the objective of the society to be self-sufficient in milk and meat products. The breeder also wants cows to be less sensitive to heat and fluctuation in temperature. Here, the graph shows vaginal temperature variation of two different breeds. The blue curve shows the temperature of the air at three different locations. In red, you see that the red Holstein cross Simmental are less affected by the air temperature in blue. The green curve shows that the Holstein are more sensitive to air temperature. The crosses are more stable, which means that they can be inseminated more easily. Around 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, the cows are infertile. To avoid cost and earn more, Swiss breeders feed their cows up to 91% roughage. Studies show that Swiss farmers would save 5 to 10% per liter of milk by changing to pasture. However, the genetics must be suitably adapted to the pasture. The remaining 3% was made of cereal grains such as wheat, barley, and maize and byproducts, mainly soya and rapeseed, the rest of the 1%. The consumer is increasingly well informed about the products. He wants healthy and good quality products, How can genetics contribute to this? In Switzerland, pasture-adapted cows produce with less concentrates, which means that there are less concentrate residues in the milk for the consumer. This is here an international comparison that shows that Switzerland have less concentrate residue per kilogram of milk than elsewhere. There are also more vitamins and better fat in the milk and meat when it is pasture-based. For example, grass-fed beef gets 5 times as much omega-3 compared to grain-fed beef. Robust cows need less medication, and they are less stressed by the environment. For example, by a temporary drought or an excessive heat. These have an impact on the nutrients of the milk and then the meat. The consumer doesn't want to eat hormones from animals. Good quality meat is also very much appreciated. In the end, this is also better for the health of the consumer. Here you can see in the Swiss veterinary statistics showing that the sale of antibiotics has dropped by over half in 10 years. This is better for human health. It is important to breed good udder and to choose the right genetic to get milk quality. The somatic cell count is a main indicator of milk quality. High somatic cell count significantly reduces cheese yield and also impacts the texture and the taste. Thanks to the genetics and good management, Switzerland is one of the countries with a low SCC count. Milk from cows with A2A2 genes for beta-casein is likely to be more digestible for human and consumption. Breeds are also selected according to the percentage of fat and protein in their milk. And the quality of the udder also has an impact on the milking process. For example, using robots, as well as the health of the udder itself. The Swiss government promotes methods of production that are close to nature, as well environmentally and animal-friendly. Grass-based production system meet these requirements in an ideal manner. Grassland management contributes to preserving an attractive landscape in Switzerland, which has a positive impact on the local tourism industry. These public services make a positive contribution to the reputation of the Swiss milk and production, known internationally for its high quality. Genetic diversity as well as breeding resilient cows should ensure that the system remains productive and efficient, even when major challenges arise. On the one hand, productivity improvement will reduce the intensity of emission, methane. On the other hand, livestock production should become part of an integrated system in order to avoid any side effect and environmental consequence of intensification. Here you can see the increase in mean temperature between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. in the afternoon, which is an increasing temperature. And you can see the moisture index as a function of the genotype. In red you have a cross of the Swiss Red Holstein cross with the Swiss Simmental, and in green you have the New Zealand Holstein Friesian. So here you see how stable the Simmental was to resist to the temperature. Also here you have another picture which is showing you Modeste, a breeder in Burkina Faso who made a bad experience and he changed the breeds to the original brown fee cows, which are not brown Swiss but original brown fee, which are dual purpose, and now he's a very happy breeder. And in order to contribute to the objective of responsible production, cows should not be in competition with human edible feed. Anton Smith from South Africa told me that his brown Swiss herd is eating higher dry matter intakes than the other. The cows make much better use of the pasture available. This is also an important criteria. Livestock on grassland provide manure, which is a great resource as it is important source of nutrients for the land itself. Cows are restoring fertility to the land while improving overall soil quality through a natural process, and many other benefits to the grassland can be observed. Swissgenetics is a cooperative. We represent breeder associations. Breeder associations contribute to defining the breeding goals of their breed. Breeders choose the genetics which correspond to their breeding needs, depending on their environment, production system, and target products, for example, cheese. Also, breeders select each bull carefully to get precisely the genetics they required. They invest time by going to cattle shows and meetings, and also investing money because the return of one single straw has an impact of over 10 years on his herd. In Switzerland, artificial insemination is oriented towards the quality and service. Swissgenetics advises breeders and has at high quality standards. Swissgenetics has high non-return rates of insemination. We have also the latest technology as embryo transfer and sex semen. Sex semen is getting more and more popular by Swiss breeders. I would like here to present you some key points of my presentation. Firstly, breed diversity offers the perfect solution for every breeding strategy. Second, grassland genetics has many benefits. And finally, you need the right breed for your specific location to be more cost effective. Thank you to hear this presentation, and I'm happy to be here for you. If you have some question, you can always write me an email. My email address is here, asu@swissgenetics.ch. I hope this presentation has been useful for you.